really shared with the scouts and farmers. Through periodical meetings at these various places. Now, this really helped farmers to get themselves involved in the awareness camps which were conducted by field schools and various Kisan Goshtis and kind of things. These were all done, and to be honest, the scientists from KVKs really thought that it was a common cause to work with. They really participated at the research stations. Their scientists were also there. Agriculture officers also got them involved, and an atmosphere conducive for creating awareness about the new technology was created. To a great extent, after working for about 7 years in Rajasthan, what we have realized is, if the farmer is properly informed, he really accepts your suggestions and works on it. Now, this was basically our experience which helped us. But it took time. As Dr. Kranti was saying, that when we started working in 2008-9, it took us at least 3 years for to take off. Then people realized that, well, what we were talking of makes sense. For example, I said, if you want to improve productivity, do you ensure adequate plant population? See, unlike Maharashtra, in Rajasthan, in the area where we were operating, major sowing takes place in the month of May, when the temperature is 47, 48. The mortality rate of young plants is very high. So what we said, how do you ensure that? We suggested them nurseries. Ensure that wherever a plant dies, put a plant in the nursery. Then the second thing is, there was a confusion about how much of the seed is to be used per acre. Some said 1 packet, others said 1.5 packets, others said 3 packets per hectare. We said no, this has to be minimum 3.5 packets, so that the plant population goes up. Then an important message what we did was, the state government, though recognize varieties, BT hybrids, but they never assess the performance of those except in research stations. At the ground level, when we interact with the farmers, we got a feedback that, well, X variety gave them higher yield in terms of quintals, kapas. Then we suggested, for example, let me tell you, Bayer Crop Science promoted their own variety, Sarpa 7007. And we impressed upon the farmers to see for themselves what was the lint outturn. It turned out to be 37 and above. And let me again share with you, the traders offered about 250 rupees to 300 rupees more in the market for kapas of that variety. We told the farmers, look, if you ensure adequate plant population, and therefore how we try to convince was, a cotton plant, say, gives about 40 balls for hybrid. Presume that each plant gives 40 balls, each ball weighs about 4 grams, about 160 grams per plant is the production. But if you lose 10 plants, what is the loss? This is in fact your gain. If you ensure yield, then people also realize that not only they should be guided by what you call as the marketing gimmick resorted to by seed companies, higher number of balls, big balls, and kind of thing. Big ball does not necessarily mean higher lint percentage in that. People were told, no, this is not the way to look at it. You have to see how much you, again we told him how this market rates for cotton are decided. What means per candy, how much of lint, how much of capacity is needed for to getting a candy of cotton, 356 kgs of lint, and going for those varieties where you get higher lint percentage, so that instead of 11 quintals of seed cotton, if you get only 9 quintals of seed cotton, the cost of 1 quintal cotton naturally spread, and therefore the person cotton which gives you higher yield invariably gets higher return. And we have seen it. People were convinced. Would you believe it? When we were trying to promote this kind of thing, the state government disallowed the cultivation of that. They said no. This leper virus, which is prevalent in Punjab, Haryana, border area, they thought that it was in the interior, southern Rajasthan also was there, and therefore it was banned. All our efforts really were put to naught. Again, what we have seen, the kind of real awareness which was created, we said, well, apart from the plant population, the other aspect we said, well, as Dr. Kranti has been a champion of varieties, we said it's fine. But we decided, why not till such time when we are in a position to have varieties to go in for HDPS, high density planting system, why not try it with hybrids, BT hybrids? Till such time, I am not against promoting domestic, in varieties. But what happened was that we decided to take up trials. 3 years we took up trials. Now what these trials were? These were 4 treatments. 4 treatments that, well, the variety, 90 by 40, 90 by 60, 60 by 45 centimeters, 30 by 80, and 30 by 15. Now why we thought of 30 by 80 by 30 and 80 by 15? That is the logic. Because today 30% of the cost of cultivation is accounted by harvesting cost. In years to come, you have to invariably think of mechanical harvesting. That is the way. What kind of harvesting, mechanical harvesting you think of, isn't it? And we found that higher plant population invariably gave higher yield. Our experience of 3 years showed us that in case of 80 by 30, the yield was higher. Yield was higher, and based on these experiments, we approached the state government. Said, look, this is our feedback, this is our experience. Please take up adaptive trials so that you are in a position to tell the Department of Agriculture and to spread this, to adopt the high density planting, as rightly pointed out by Dr. Kranti. Now, having tried BT technology, we have to move to other technology, and the technology is, of course, not high density planting. How we do it? Of course, we would like to implement it, experiment with, and since CICR Nagpur has already taken up this such in our project, we have our plans to take up such trial with your help. Second and important thing, Dr. Sir, what we have in mind is, this is also related to the user industry. What is industry is looking out for? The cotton which is coming to the market is a mix of all kinds of varieties. The sheer waste of, lot of waste when it comes to spinning. The recovery is so less. Why? Because uneven cotton is clubbed. Now, can there be no possibility of encouraging some of the areas to go in for one variety, one village? Or a group of villages where we encourage some of the seed companies to come forward, adopt those villages, cultivate cotton, so that the industry also you will be assured, look, here is an area where we can source cotton. There are immense possibilities. The technologies which we have demonstrated in Rajasthan, though they have stood the test, they have given good results. We understand that. We also understand that situation what we had in Rajasthan is different from what is here in Vidarbha. As Dr. Mai was suggesting that a lot of efforts have gone into, research has been done, what technologies are to be developed. Certainly we would like to draw on those technologies before we take up this project. Certainly we would like to draw on this, your experience, and experiment those, so that since the various stakeholders are here today, we want to make it a success. All the suggestions from all the stakeholders are welcome. But in the project what we did in Rajasthan, apart from the monthly meetings of the implementation committee, we also ensured that proper minutes were drawn for those minutes, and these were sent to Commissioner for Agriculture. Commissioner for Agriculture ensured that a periodical review was taken, and all the experience of our working in that area were discussed at the state level. We are really contemplating to take up all these steps, so that when the state government itself is very keen to get involved in these activities, we also keep the state government posted at exactly what we have done, how we have done, and what exactly has been done. In our projects in Rajasthan, what we did was a random sampling to see the impact. 10% of the participating farmers chosen at random. The yield data was collected. This is how we really thought of coming to what impact it has made. The impact assessment in our project collaborates with the state level findings, that we have seen in project areas the yield level was more than 900. At the state level, the yield level is around 700 now in Rajasthan. More or less, because very interesting factor is Ganganagar and Hanumangarh, which used to account for major portion of cotton in Rajasthan. The area in those districts is only 2.46 lakh hectares, as against 2.64 lakh hectares in southern Rajasthan. The cotton production out of 17 lakh bales, perennially irrigated projects areas of Ganganagar and Hanumangarh are giving a production of 6.75 lakhs, as against the production of 10.25 lakhs from lower Rajasthan. Now these are the experience. As we go along, we will definitely like to modify our technologies approach also, and with the kind of support which Dr. Mai, Dr. Kranti and others have pledged, we would be able to create a win-win situation which Mr. Prashant Mohta referred to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ghorpade. So whatever Mr. Ghorpade spoke was coming straight from the heart. He had hands-on experience in the previous project. So whatever he was speaking was out of experience. And we hope that his experience is utilized to the best of the manner in our project, with the best of the experience, with the best of the science, with the best of the inputs, and with the zestful energy of local entrepreneurs, industrialists. We really hope to make this project a success. Now moving forward, as has already been pointed out by Mr. Kranti, the region of Maharashtra itself has got more area than any other country. So you can imagine the importance that we can attach to this project, where it can play a role in ensuring that the productivity loss doesn't happen. The country is losing badly in terms of production efficiency or the growth of cotton which it can produce out of this country, but is not able to do so because of lack of knowledge or lack of science. So to do away with, Maharashtra government has taken this initiative and has become a part of this project. To represent them, we have Mr. Ghawate being part of this project. I request him to share his ideas.
On the occasion of inaugural program for the launching of the cotton collaborative project for Wardha district, dignitaries present on the dais, Honorable Sri Dr. Mai sir, Dr. Kante sir, Mr. Patodia ji, Mr. Kotak ji, and team from Bayer, all scientists and representative of industry and farmers. After hearing lot of things from senior personalities, hardly there is anything that I can highlight on the subject, but I will take this opportunity to apprise this gathering on the things happening in the field and the government's initiative for improving the yield of cotton and improving the income of the farmers who are growing the cotton. I am in charge of this Nagpur division, in which there are 3 major districts where cotton is main crop, particularly Wardha, Nagpur and Chandrapur. If you see the last 5 years area under cotton, it is almost double. The area from soybean is reducing and it is diverting to the cotton. Every year the area is increasing. Last year it was almost 5,61,000 hectare, and this field also it will go to 5,81,000 hectare or nearly 6 lakh hectare. However, the yields are not increasing. The average productivity of this area, particularly Nagpur division, is 244 kg of lint per hectare. Last year, due to scanty rainfall, the yield was 212 kg per hectare. Even these yields are reducing, the farmers are diverting for cotton crop, because they are assured that their cotton will be sold in the market and they will get the price. As far as the technology is concerned, there are many farmers who are getting 20 to 25 quintal yields per acre by using drip irrigation, mulching, ridges and furrows. But there is a large area, as earlier mentioned by Dr. Mai sir, that there is a light soil and medium soil on which these hybrids are grown. We are diverting this area to other crops. Last 3 to 4 years we are trying, but it is very difficult to divert them from cotton. Actually, we are trying HDPS cotton from last 3 years with the help of with the guidance from CICR. But it is very difficult to tackle these individual farmers in the field, because they find very easy to grow these BT cotton, because they need some spraying in initial stages for HDBS cotton, and wherever we take this demonstration, they don't care for the HDBS cotton, they will look after their BT cotton field. But those farmers who had taken the better care for the HDBS cotton, they got good yields at par with the BT cotton in their fields. Major constraint for increasing yield is the irrigation facilities. There are very less irrigation facilities, particularly well irrigation, because there are not major projects in these areas. Groundwater potential is good, but it is not harvested. So we are promoting the farmers for taking up dug wells and use drip and sprinkler for protective irrigation or for regular irrigation. Government of Maharashtra started a big program from last year, that is Jal Yukt Shivar Abhiyan, to improve the water availability in these villages where the water is scanty and irrigation potential is less. Almost every year they are investing additional investment. They are coming almost of 1,000 crores, and for this region, for our division, we are investing 200 crores for developing the water storage structures. Those structures will be useful in improving the groundwater potential, as well as can be used as a protective irrigation in dry spells like we are facing this year to irrigate the cotton crop. That will help in improving the productivity of this cotton. Second question is there, that whether the farmer will get net returns from improving his yields, because when you introduce in any technology, naturally the cost of inputs will be increasing. Many times the farmers are asking, why should we increase our yields? Because there is no increase in the net return from the cotton. So while introducing the technology, we should take into consideration the low input cost technology are to be introduced. Then we are helping the farmers to diversify some area from his cotton field to other crops which can be remunerative over the cotton. But we are just planning that the total cotton production is not reduced. How we can achieve this? The only way is that we have to increase the productivity of the cotton by using the high density plantation or by giving the protective irrigation to the crop which is suffering from dry spells. Now the question raised by Mr. Ghorpade, that he needs some varietal village-wise varieties to be planted. Now there are so many varieties, more than 200, 300 varieties are in the market. So it is very difficult for the farmer, because farmer is dependent on the dealer who is taking seed from the dealer, and dealer is just giving 2 to 3 varieties. He will not give his required packets to him. He will try to introduce some new varieties along with the premium varieties. So it is very difficult to get one variety per village, but other way is there, because we are promoting farmers producer organization in our areas. So it is very easy to contact a farmer producer organization and ask them to produce single variety. So we can aggregate the required quantity from this farmer producer company. So it will be very easy because we are promoting almost 15 to 20 companies per district. We are already in advanced stages of the registration of these companies. So we can have a help of these farmers producer companies. So these are what the actual government initiatives in the cotton area. Now regarding the concern raised by the Honorable Kotakji, that government is always there to help such initiatives which will lead to increase in the net return of the farmers. Not only the increase in the yield, but net returns of the farmers. So I assure all help from my department for this project, and anything which is needed for the cooperation, particularly the structural arrangements in the field, that is different committees and the meetings, I will definitely help, and then we will increase the yields, particularly for the project area. At least we will try, and I will also assure that all financial help also we can give from our regular projects, which are actually implementing some demonstrations and some schemes of the government, that we can also converge with your project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gavate. So as you have seen, even the government's thinking or their line of thinking very well aligns with the fundamental of this project. I just hope with the assistance of the government, we reach our goal. They give us the necessary statutory powers, executive powers to this whole collaboration so that we get the teeth to fight or to bite the bullet. Friends, so this was about the project. You have come from far off distances. I would like to request, if any of you have any queries or anything to ask about this project or related to cotton, we have very eminent panel here sitting. If any of you would like to pose any question, I would request the panel to answer it. Questions, if any? Okay. Yeah. Can I request to be, please pose the question so that at least he will let him answer. Yeah, you can use it. Just check if it's on. It's on only. Yeah.
It's on now. Thank you for asking this question, but wherever I speak, this is always the first question. One, because people believe that the system existed before, and we had problems, and we also had BT cotton, which solved the problems. I was also trying to highlight something. See, basically the issue is, in all these countries, whichever are growing, one thing that we need to remember is it is the duration of the crop which makes a lot of difference for the country. We never had this kind of duration. We never had these short duration varieties at all. One, short duration means what? It is just something like a 5-month variety. I take up sowing in the month of June, finish up the harvest at the most by November, and it's all over. We never ever had that. The second thing, India never had varieties which were suited for instance, the breeder never made a variety which can give you something like about 6 to 7 bolts. Have you heard about this?